Hello and welcome to Yoga by Nature podcast. Thanks for tuning in. The following practice is a type of yoga nidra. It's something new that I've tried with a group and I wanted to share it with you. It's a yoga nidra practice that's blended into a restorative yoga class. And so we do the guided practice with the postures. So if you are looking for a yoga nidra where you lie still for the whole time, then this is not the practice for you. But if you're looking for a restorative yoga practice and you're interested in exploring how nidra can weave into that, then go ahead. So props that you might need are a yoga bolster, blocks, loads of blankets. If you don't have those things, it doesn't matter. You can grab yourself all the cushions you can find, all the blankets you can find. Your duvet sofa cushions can be really handy. And if you don't have a yoga belt, then you can find yourself a dressing gown belt or a tie or a scarf if you need a belt at any point during the practice. So just let it all wash over you. It's not meant to be an intellectual process. It's a process where we move out of the intellectual thinking mind and into pure being. And so the theme of the practice is life as a moment-to-moment experience. So there's a bit of mindfulness woven in there as well. So I really hope you enjoy the practice. If you have any feedback, comments or questions, then please feel free to get in touch with me by email. My email is info@yogabynature.org. My name's Morvin. And if you want to check out a little bit more of what I'm doing, you can find me at yogabynature.org, which is my website address. All right, take care and lots of love goes out to you.
We're going to do something a little bit different today, and it's something new that I just had an idea about, and I thought it would work quite well with restorative yoga. So we're going to do yoga nidra, but the yoga nidra is going to be sort of interwoven with the postures. So it will take the sort of the full length of the class. So we're going to start in a supported Shavasana, lying on the back. So we'll start in a basic relaxation pose. All right, so if you come and lie on your back, if you're comfortable to lie on your back, what can be quite nice is to have a bolster under your knees, something under your head. And if you've got a blanket, it's quite calming to have your blanket over you, even if you're not cold, because that can help to calm the nervous system. So finding yourself in a comfortable position, and if lying on your back isn't comfortable for you, then you find a comfortable position for you, and that might mean lying on your side, or it might mean having your knees bent instead of extending your legs. Bring the arms to a comfortable distance away from the sides. And they can be as far away from the sides as you like. Do the same with the legs, allowing the toes to roll out to the sides. And make any adjustments you need to make to be really comfortable. So once you're in your position, then it might feel good to have another little wriggle, just to see if you can find a bit more space, a bit more ease, bring the body into a more comfortable contact with the ground. Press the heels away from you to lengthen the backs of the legs. Great. And then rest the feet back down. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath. So that the chest slightly broadens, and then let the collarbones sink back towards the back of the body. Allow the weight of your head to release into the ground, so that the back of the skull feels as though it's softening and broadening, and the neck muscles can then relax. And it's welcoming yourself into your practice, this practice of yoga, this practice of yoga nidra. Welcoming yourself into this quiet and still space. And accepting the welcome from the ground beneath you. The welcome that allows you to surrender the weight of the body into the earth, the great substance of the earth beneath you. Allow the arms and the legs to fall away from the body. So you're not sort of holding your arms and legs on. Relax the abdomen, letting the belly soften. Hello, Louise, welcome. We're lying on the back in a supported Shavasana to start. So Shavasana any way you like it. And with each passing moment, surrendering a little bit more, letting go a little bit more, and refining this art of dropping the body into the space, dropping the body into the earth, and also dropping anything that you've brought into this practice with you today that is not serving you. Whatever that might be, your to-do list, your plans, the replays of conversations, of events. All the unresolved things. The mind thinks that it can think its way out of problems and it can think its way out of difficulties, but a lot of the time the mind just needs to take a rest. And that's when your intuition can then start to speak. That's when the inner knowing gets a chance to shine. So giving all those spiraling, repetitive thoughts some time off. And turning your attention instead towards the increasing weight of the body on the ground as you surrender the weight of the body and the sensations of the breath. So tuning into this cycle of the breath. This continual inhale, exhale, expansion, contraction. That takes you into the next moment, but which also takes you into right now, which is what the next moment is. Yoga teaches us that life is a process. It's not a linear A to B journey. It's a series of moments, each available to be experienced, and each moment rich in the potential for choice and for change. So just allowing this moment to open up. We're going to take 10 conscious breaths. So the next exhale is 10. Keep following the exhales. 9. Continuing at your own pace, journeying with the breath towards 1. And at 1, let go of your counting and listen very closely to your breath. And begin to follow the breath, sensing with every breath you're getting a little closer and a little closer to your center. And in a moment, we're going to move. But first, tuning into your breath as the center point of your practice and the place that you can always come back to in this practice of yoga, also in this practice of life. Rest your awareness just behind your breastbone and notice the breath gently moving the breastbone, the ebb and flow of the breath causing the breastbone to lightly rise and fall. And in a moment, we're going to move into our first posture. Getting ready, taking a few conscious breaths, and then when you feel ready, rolling to one side and gently pressing yourself up and disturbing yourself as little as possible. We're going to come to a side bend, and we're going to be lying on the left side. And I've got this set up here to show you. So we're going to have the bolster about a third of the way down the mat, and that's going to be supporting the side body. If you've got a fairly high bolster, you can be sitting so that the left side hip is on I've got a folded blanket, but you could use a cushion or a block. And then we can lean over the bolster. I've got a block here to put under my head, to rest my head. And the arm can then rest at the side, or it can come up and over and either rest on the ground, or you might have a little step to rest it on. I've got a brick here to rest my hand on. And take your time to set up for your best possible pose, or your most comfortable pose in your side bend. So you've got the outer right shoulder resting on the ground, the side of the head resting on a cushion or a block, and the side body supported by the bolster. And you can have the knees bent, or you can have the knees straight. Find something that feels comfortable to you. If it feels like too much of a stretch along the side body or in the lower back, you could always sit on an extra block, or you can replace the bolster with something lower, like a folded blanket or two. And taking some time to get used to the pose, let the body accept the pose, and then begin once again this process of dropping. Just letting the body little by little surrender into gravity. This call from the earth to get closer to the earth. Soften the face. So the eyes soften, cheeks relax. Allow the jaw to soften so that the lower row of teeth drops down away from the upper row of teeth. The tongue rests down onto the floor of the mouth. Bring your awareness into your right hand thumb. And just notice the right hand thumb. You don't need to do anything. Just simply have your awareness there. And then move the awareness into the second finger of the right hand. And then the third finger. And then the fourth finger. The fifth finger. The palm of the hand. The back of the hand. The wrist and the forearm. The elbow and the upper arm. The right shoulder, armpits, the chest, ribs, the spaces in between the ribs, the right side waist, the right hip, buttock and thigh, the right knee, the lower leg, the ankle, the heel, the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, the tips of the toes. And then back to the toes themselves. First toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. The top of the foot and the sole of the foot and the heel. The right ankle and the lower leg. The knee and the thigh. The right buttock and hip. Side waist, the ribs, and the spaces in between the ribs. The right chest, armpits, shoulder, upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, back of the hand, palm of the hand, right thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, the very tips of the fingers. Become aware of the whole of the right side of the body. As you inhale, imagine just inhaling into the right nostril and then exhaling through the left. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left, just switching the awareness from one nostril to the other. Inhale through the right, exhale left. Inhale right, exhale left. And return the breath to its normal pattern. In a moment, we're going to move. When you feel ready, ever so gently, begin to move with minimal disturbance to take yourself to lie on your right side. So we'll take the same supported side bend with minimal movements, keeping the eyes closed as much as you can. We'll move to side 2. And take as much time as you need to get really comfortable. You might need different props on this side. Find a comfortable place for your shoulder. That might, for you, be to have the arm alongside the ear. You might have the arm draped at the side, or maybe sort of tucked into the chest if the shoulder needs to be protected. Allow yourself time to soften into the pose. Come back to your breath. That breath that moves right through the center. Moves through the center of the body. It brings you into your center. Stay very close to your breath. Now move your awareness to the left hand thumb. And then into the second finger of the left hand. The third finger, the fourth finger, the fifth finger. The palm of the hand and the back of the hand. The wrist, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, the shoulder and the armpits, the left chest and the left ribs, front, side and back ribs and the spaces in between the ribs, the side waist, the hip, the left buttock and thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, sole of the foot and the top of the foot, the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe and fifth toe, the tips of the toes. And then back into the toes themselves. Big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. The top of the foot, the sole of the foot and the heel, the ankle and the lower leg, the knee, the thigh, the left hip and buttock, the side waist, the ribs and the spaces in between the ribs, the armpits, chest and shoulder, the left upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, the back of the hand and the palm of the hand, the left thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, all the tips of the fingers. Become aware of the whole of the left side of the body. And tune into the breath now as it moves in the nostrils, noticing the sensation of breath on the skin of the nostrils. Imagine inhaling through your left nostril and exhaling through your right. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Inhale left, exhale right. Last time, inhale left and exhale right. And bringing the awareness back to both nostrils equally. Staying very close to your breath. Follow the breath to find your center. Easy, effortless breath. And just taking a few conscious breaths as we prepare to transition into our next pose. With minimal movements and in your own time, pressing yourself up. And we're going to move towards a supported child's pose. So you can set up, if you wish, with the ramp. So you're resting your bolster over a brick or 2 bricks if you have a sort of saggier and softer bolster. And your bolster can be flat down on the floor as well if you prefer. And then we're going to sit as if we're going to child's pose. So kneeling with the knees wide and the big toes close together. And then you'll place your hands on the ground to support you as you lower yourself down and drape the length of the front of the body along the length of the bolster. And the head can be turning one way or the other way. Or you might prefer to be face down. And if you're uncomfortable here, please do let me know and I'll bring you extra props. And if you're at home and you're uncomfortable, then if you let me know, I can give you some pointers. Allowing the back to be broad and open. The front of the body soft and receptive. Soften the muscles of the face. And we'll take a few breaths of time here, just to allow the effort of moving to dissipate. and for the body to return to relaxation and support. Relax the belly. Allow the belly to move with the breath, to swell gently with the inhale and then to subside with the exhale. A gentle massage for the abdomen. Notice an echo of the breath in the back of the body. A sort of call and response between the front and the back as the abdomen swells, the lower back broadens. And if it's not so comfortable for you to be in child's pose, then you can come and lie on your front instead. Or what can be nice is to lie on the front over a bolster. And I'll just demonstrate for anyone who needs a demo for this one. So you'd be lying on your front. So the bolster starts round about the pubic bone and then comes up to the chest. Or you could be lying with the front hips supported by a blanket or two instead. I was just giving an option in case people weren't comfortable. Return to your breath as if it were a place of safety, a refuge. Allow the breath to move the body. And now bring your awareness to the back of your head. And then to the backs of the shoulders. Presencing yourself in the full breadth of the shoulders, the back ribs, the back of the spine, all the muscles that support the spine. Become aware of the kidneys, the lower back, and the backs of the hips, the buttocks, become aware of the whole of the back of the body. Take 5 conscious breaths. Sense or imagine the breath rippling across the back of the body. And in your own time, just feeling into when is the right time for you to move and disturbing yourself as little as possible. Press yourself up to seated and come and lie on your back and have a bolster lying next to you, or a couple of bricks or blocks will do well as well. And we'll come and lie on the back and have the knees bent and the feet standing just in front of the pelvis. And we're ready to move into a supported bridge now. So we're going to sink the feet down so the hips lift up. And we're going to slide our prop underneath the back of the pelvis. If the bolster feels too hard, then take something lower, like a couple of cushions or a stack of blankets. We're just looking for the pelvis to be elevated to take us into a gentle back bend. And for you to be relaxed enough in this posture so that you can just let go of any sort of muscular efforts and allow the weight of the pelvis to sort of fully drop down into the support of the bolster or whatever you've got supporting you. And you can let the knees sort of knock towards each other slightly so you don't have to use your leg muscles to hold you up. Just giving some time now for the body to reorientate itself. The front of the body now open to the sky. Release the weight of the head into the ground and allow the front of the body to broaden, opening up to the sky as the back of the body becomes heavy. Take a few settling breaths. And then bring your awareness to the crown of your head. Just taking your awareness there, no need to do anything. And then to the forehead. Become aware of the right eyebrow and then the left eyebrow, the right eye, the left eye, the right cheek, the left cheek, the nose and the tip of the nose, the right nostril and the left nostril, the right ear, the left ear, the upper lip and the lower lip, the upper row of teeth and the lower row of teeth, and the tongue, the jaw, the chin, the throat and the neck, the collarbones and the shoulders, the breastbone, the front ribs, the solar plexus in between the lower ribs, the abdomen, the navel, the lower abdomen, now become aware of the whole of the right leg, the whole of the left leg, both of the legs together, the whole of the right arm, the whole of the left arm, and both of the arms together, the whole of the torso, the whole of the head, and the whole body together. Become aware of the whole body and the breath. If you prefer, you can stay here, or you can now slide the bolster or other support from underneath you and come back to rest in Shavasana. Either lying on the back or choosing another pose that feels most comfortable to you. Become aware of all the bits of you that are in contact with the ground. Becoming acutely aware now of the body and its relationship with the ground. Noticing all the touch points where the body meets the earth, and imagining now sending down little tap roots from the body into the ground. Rooting yourself. Allow the breath to flow freely, moving your awareness to the breath itself. Become aware of the breath as it moves in the belly, as you relax your belly, and the abdomen very gently swells and subsides as the breath comes and goes like a wave moving through the body. We're going to count down from 15, counting on the exhale so that the next exhale is 15. Next exhale 14, and so on. There's no rush. Just be here with this count and this breath, and then move on to the next one. And if you lose count, just go back to the last number you remember. And now let go of your counting and take your awareness to the place just behind your breastbone again. And it's time to state your sankalpa, which is an affirmation or an intention that you like to work with. And if you have one that you usually use, you can say your own affirmation now. And if you would like to try a new one, you could say, I am peace. I am peace. And repeat your sankalpa 3 times. Visualizing it dropping down into your subconscious, that fertile soil where your intentions come to fruition. Now becoming aware of the body in relationship to the ground. Becoming aware of the space around you. Aware of the body's potential to move. And in a moment, we're going to return from Yoga Nidra. The practice of Yoga Nidra is complete. So when you feel like it's the right moment to begin to move, then gently moving the fingers, moving the toes, rolling over onto one side when you're ready, and coming all the way up to seated. And we will close our practice together. And of course, if you're at home and you wish to stay relaxing, then stay where you are.